Hi YouTube, it's Andrew, and I am just waiting for some viewers to come through at the minute. But I'm going live tonight, Friday night, and what's better to do than be live on YouTube? Basically, I'm going to go live. I'm going to talk about my plans for expanding my business. Hopefully, you guys will be able to give me some advice on my plans and what you think of them, and we'll be able to have a bit of a chat around those. But let's just see how quickly that notification goes out. Looks like we've got our first viewer. Hi. Hopefully we should get a few more coming in the next sort of minute or two. But yeah, so subject of today's live broadcast is plans for the business. So for those of you who, hey up CBB, hey Brian. Yeah, so for those of you who are sort of unfamiliar with me and what I do, I am Andrew. I run the moneymental.co.uk website. I also run this Money Mental UK YouTube channel, and I'm a part-time reseller on eBay as well. Basically, I buy stuff from places such as car boot sales, charity shops, even retail stores. Hi, Flipping Fantastic Finds. How are you? Yeah, so basically, I buy stuff from charity shops, car boot sales, even retail shops, and sell it on eBay for profit. And that's sort of been my business model for the last sort of what when I started, nearly a year now. It's been nearly a year, and I've sort of finally grown the business to the stage where it's sustainable, it's paying for itself. The money that comes out of the business can be reinvested. Hey, pocket money. The money I buy can be reinvested and put straight back into buying stock and packaging supplies and such like, and obviously paying the massive fees that come with being on eBay, although not as big on as they are on Amazon. But yeah, I've been doing that for nearly a year. We're coming towards the end of the tax year now. My strategy this year has been purely based on every pound that I earn, I reinvest back into the business. Hi Adrian, hope you're well. So yeah, every pound I earn, I reinvest back into the business. The intention being therefore that for this financial year, I don't pay any tax. Obviously, I'm registered for self-assessment. I will be feeding my figures through to HMRC for them to check, etc. But yeah, what that has meant is because every pound's gone back into the business and most of the business is based around stock, it means that my house is now literally full of tat. It's burst into the seams. Absolutely chocker full of stuff. Some of it listed, the majority of it not listed. So certainly for the next financial year, I am therefore going to be working my way through those piles of tat, sort of death piles, I call them. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Adrian. Hope you are too. Yeah, so I'm just sort of going to work through those, sell as much as that. I'm not full time at the minute. No, I'm just part time. So I'm working full time as well. But yeah, I'm going to work for those death piles. So next year, I'm hoping that I'm going to be sort of taking a salary from the business. But I'm also going to expand as well into Amazon. I've heard great things about Amazon FBA, or Fulfilled by Amazon, for people who've not used that before. So I'm going to become an Amazon seller as well. I'm going to start off small with books. That seems to be a popular subject, and honestly, the charity shops around me just, they could open entire libraries with the stock they've got. I'm always seeing stuff in there that I know could go for good money on Amazon. So I'm going to give it a try. Just tried signing up today for a seller account, but I realised that if I did that, I'd probably have to start shipping some stuff pretty soon to Amazon. So I'm not quite ready for that yet, but hopefully that will be on there. Sort of 1st of March is the sort of planned date for getting started with that. So I'm going to be viewing a lot of Amazon videos and seeing what, well, not Amazon videos, YouTube videos about Amazon, and seeing what's going on. And hopefully I shall then start making a couple £100 a month with Amazon, maybe more. But yeah, my sort of aim is to send in a box a week to Amazon, full of books initially, and then start moving into other areas as the Amazon business grows, and depending upon what I'm allowed to sell on Amazon because I'm cleared as sort of gating and whatever else on there. But yeah, that's the plan. Um, I've also, of course, got the blog, which some of you might read or might not. That's moneymental.co.uk if you've not had a chance to look at it. On there, I put sort of weekly updates about how my eBay selling's going. I also try and put articles about mental health and such like. I set myself the challenge this year of doing at least one of those a week, and so far I think I've done about one a month. So that's definitely going to change. Yeah, Amazon definitely seems complicated to start up. I know there's a few from the chat that have just started or are starting on it at the moment. So I know that Rebecca Walker's starting on it, and I think Jane Barrett as well is starting. So I'm sort of keen and following their journeys and seeing how they're getting on. And I'll do my own videos about my journeys as well, which will probably be lots of panic and anxiety and hopefully some success along the way. Who knows? But yeah, if it goes well, we'll do well. I've got a charity shop challenge going on as well. For those who hadn't a chance to see it, that's where I've spent £80 in a charity shop or charity shops, and I'm attempting to turn that £80 into about £3,000, purely sourcing from charity shops. I've just had my first sale through for one of the products I picked up, so I'm £3.50 ahead at the moment. So that's £3.50 towards my £3,000 target, which is ace. And hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be, at least a third of the way towards that. Just waiting for the first listing cycle to end on some of the stuff I've got listed so that I can lower the prices on it. Yeah, I can imagine Amazon come down quite hard if you do anything wrong on it. That's why I'm sort of taking my time with going into it. Taking my time before going into doing the Amazon, learning as much as I can about it before I go, which is exactly the same as I did with eBay, to be honest. I still made mistakes when I opened up my eBay store, and I'm still making mistakes now. Sort of nearly a year on, but they're becoming sort of less and less as I move on, as I build experience. So it's just a part of life, really. But yeah, definitely cautious of how Amazon will be, but I hope they'll be kind, given I'll be a new seller on there. We'll see how it goes. I'm probably going to sign up. I know there's sort of two options. I think you can pay as you send something in. I think there's hey Tat Doctor, no worries. It's good to have you with us. So I think Amazon's going to be interesting. It's going to be a tough challenge, but I know a lot of people have made a success with it. I'm hoping some of my subscribers have made a success of it as well, and they can share their stories and their successes with me, and any sort of pearls of wisdom as well, because it's something I'm keen on. One opportunity that's presented itself to me today is that there's going to be some extra room available to me to store stock. So I'm finally going to have a sort of room that's dedicated to taking photos on eBay. Mally the Mannequin, as I've now named him, which I'm sure Chris B will be happy to hear about when he watches this, because we were having a conversation yesterday about naming mannequins. Mally the Mannequin's going to go in there so I can take proper pictures of clothing, because although I always sell clothes, I always don't seem to get a good price on them. Yeah, definitely take a plunge on that Tat Doctor. Books, FBA seems to be the way to go. I've heard that good categories to focus on are cooking, cookery, I should say. Cookery, probably the same thing. Art seems to do well. I was watching a video today from, I can't remember the name of the YouTuber now, it escapes me, where she was giving a sort of sales update, and she's selling sort of like art books and stuff like that. Textbooks always seem to do well as well, but there's loads of. I think I'm probably going to stick to non-fiction. Any fiction books I've got, I'll just carry on selling on bundles on eBay, because they do all right there. 50 Shades of Grey bundles always seem to do well, but I'm not sure. I don't think you can do sort of bundles on Amazon, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, the mini mill, yeah, Corey, yeah, I shall be seeing Corey hopefully in May as well, when we go to the blog on conference. But yeah, I'll definitely be taking some of Corey's advice. She's got like quite a professional setup going. I know she's subscribed to quite a few sort of packages that help her with FBA stuff, and there's quite a lot of tools you can get for doing online arbitrage of it as well. But it all sort of feels like that stuff that'll be maybe in a year or two. Um, yeah, you are spot on, Mr. Diggs or Adrian. I do a lot of RA at home bargains at the minute. It's been bringing in good money for me, but it's a competitive marketplace, because obviously there's home bargains all over the place, or certainly all over the north and England, north and South Wales, and certainly the sort of Midlands as well. I'm not sure how far down they've gone into the south of England, to be honest, but there's a lot of competition there. So the trick is just getting a good listing up there. Um, I will promote it, and then I'll happily sell. I'll buy a big quantity of stock. I'll sell the first item that I've got on there, probably for a loss or a small profit, because then that gives a boost in the listing once one thing's sold. It will keep on. It'll show eBay that that's a successful listing, so it'll boost it, and then I start selling the other items at a profit, and eventually by the end of it, I'm hitting a decent sort of profit. Um, some stock home bargains seem to get on a regular basis, from their suppliers. Other stuff is just sort of one-offs. They might just buy a big job lot, and so I'll just grab all a massive bundle of it. I'll always look at the selling price on. I don't tend to look at the selling price on eBay actually. I tend to look at the selling price in stores like Boots, Amazon, etc. And I'll judge my prices based on that rather than what's going on eBay, because if I've got a good listing, people it will tend to rank quite highly anyway. And as other resellers run out of stock, my listing becomes more prominent. So, I don't mind holding on to stuff for a while. Some of the stuff I've got, I might have for a couple of months before it sells, but it all goes in the end, and I always make a healthy profit. So yeah, tell us about this My Little Pony you got, Tat Doctor. Then I've just sold a My Little Pony castle, which was an absolute nightmare to wrap, and the box was huge that I had to put it in. I actually had to look on and speak to my Hermes about what their size limits were, because I do the pay in store, so that you can get up to 5 kilos for £2.95, but there's a limit on how big the package is. And yeah, this one just came within it, but I took lots of pictures of the packaging with measuring tape on against as well, just in case they email me back with any issues. It's been delivered to the customer anyway, but yeah, I think I'll be staying away from castles and selling those on eBay in the future. I'll just sell them on the Facebook, I think. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear how you get on with your RI Tat Doctor. Yeah, so that's pretty much the plans. Amazon FBA. I'm going to sell me death piles because I'm going to move into a new stock room. It's going to be a photography. It's going to be a bit of a home office. It's going to have a photography studio in one corner. It's gonna have a bed, a guest bed in it still for guests, but there's wardrobes and chest of drawers in there that I can keep clothes in. Um, so the clothing will go in there. There'll be manning the mannequin, and there will be a sort of photography area as well. It gets quite good light, quite good natural light into the room, so that'll be sort of really promising. I don't know what it does mean I'll be losing me rental income from it, but there you go. In the RA front, Mr. Diggs, Home Bargains is my biggest supplier, but I've just been in B&M Bargains today and picked up one of these Arrow figures. It was £1. It says 4.99 on it, but it was £1. So that'll be going on eBay, or possibly into Amazon if I'm not gated for when I start that. If I'm not gated, because I think these are selling for about £7 on eBay at the minute. But I think once the Arrow's on a pause at the minute, I think once the mid-season sort of pause is over and it starts again, value on those will probably come up. For £1, I was never going to say no. I'd have paid £2 for it at the car boot sale. But yeah, I find B&M bargains hard to source from, to be honest. They know their prices in there. Um, they they're not as bothered about turnover at stock as Home Bargains. Home Bargains will reduce stuff to crazy levels because as long as they've made a 50% markup on what they pay for it, they're happy. So if they've only paid 50p for something, you'll only pay £1 for it. B&M might still pay 50p for something, but they'll still charge £4 or £5 for it because they know they're still cheaper than anyone else. So not as much profit in there. But things like 70% off sales, yeah, savers, yeah, that's a good shout actually. I've sorry, just dropped the phone. I've got it balanced on a mound of tat at the minute, so yeah, it's not very stable. I am using my new stand that one of the charity shop managers gave me. I'll just hold it in my hand. One of the charity shop managers gave me for free. He actually watches my YouTube videos. He likes to see how much of a profit I've made on his stuff. He still gives it to me all for the same price. Still checks me and calls me in when he gets some stuff he thinks I like. So it's a good relationship there, and he enjoys watching the videos. Anyway, he's given me this selfie stand for free because he was fed up of watching me drop phones and whatever else. So it's kind of worked for 15 minutes. So thanks for that. Hopefully it'll work for a lot more time when I've actually moved into my new home office in the next sort of few weeks. But yeah, sorry, back to the subject on RA. Other shops, if there's a shop doing a 70% off sale, like Debenhams have just been doing one, I think probably are still doing one, and Boots, definitely well worth sourcing from there. Even if you're only sourcing stuff that you're going to sit on until Q4, because quite a lot of what I've got isn't listed at the minute. It will just stay in a pile and it'll be listed in Q4 because then I can sell it for that price that it was at before the 70% reduction applied. And some of it I just list straight away and sell. But yeah, definitely January is a great time to source, but I always go for towards the end of the sales when the reductions are bigger. Because as I say, I'm quite happy to sit on the stock and wait until towards Christmas time to relist it. It's RA made me, well, if we talk just pure profit, it was a couple £100 nearly last week that it made me. So, you know, and that was probably off about a similar level sort of investment. So, you know, it is a good earner. I wish I could do more of it, to be honest, but I don't have the sort of the funds to do too much of it. Now car boot season is almost upon us. I know I can spend sort of £50 in a car boot and make 200 back, so I'd rather spend it there than spend it in the shops. But definitely sort of January, February time, it's well worth looking into. And if you're going into a shop anyway, like if I'm going to a supermarket, I'll try and have a look to see what's reduced in the supermarket as well, because quite often like Tesco's, Asda, whatever, have stuff reduced, massive reductions on because they just want to get rid of it because it's not making them any money. So you can pick up sort of, I don't know, like I picked up vitamins quite recently that were sold. Yeah, it's actually Gavin from Undercover Heritage that gave me the idea. In fact, he's if anyone hasn't subscribed to Undercover Arbitrage, I can't say the word, Undercover Arbitrage on YouTube, I'd recommend doing it. It's a great channel, some really great insights. I learnt a lot from watching those videos, and he's still making them at the minute. So yeah, highly recommend that. But yeah, as I was saying, when I go and do a supermarket shop, I do always try and recoup the cost of my supermarket shop by buying stuff from the reduced aisles and selling it on. You can even do it in Aldi. Aldi special buys, as they're making way for the next load of special buys to come in, can be knocked down to crazy levels. I've picked up books in there for 19p each that sell for £10. I just sold a bike stand that I picked up from there for £1.50, sold it for £8 on Facebook. So, you know, it's well worth when you're just doing your supermarket shopping, just having a look around, seeing what's reduced in there, taking a quick quick scan. If you've got the eBay app on your phone, you can scan, you can do barcode scans. So you can just scan the barcode of stuff into your app, and it'll come up with the latest sort of sales on that. Quick check on the solds. It takes, takes seconds to do, really. And yeah, definitely can help cover the cost of your shopping. Good way to do sourcing quick, especially if you're working part-time, full-time, sorry. And yeah, also bundle stuff as well. Like those vitamins I picked up individually, they would have sold for about probably £8, maybe 7. I'd have made 50p or a pound on it, but because I bundled them together, I made about £5-6 profit on it, which has made it worthwhile. Yeah, anyway, if there's any more questions, happy to take them. Otherwise, I will probably bring the live stream to a close. But thanks for joining in, and thank you for your questions. Been a good chat. And yeah, thanks for subscribing and your continued support as well. Yeah, okay, I think that's it. All right, thanks everyone. I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers, Tat Doctor. Just trying to work out how to end the live stream now. I think it's this button here. Cool, no worries. I'll look out for your email, mate. Cheers.